to my channel, Side Hustle Seattle. So today I actually want to talk about a new side hustle that I was recently put on, and that is selling low content books through Amazon. Now you're probably like, well, what are low content books? How do you create them? How do you sell through Amazon? I'm going to go into all of that. So let's start right at the beginning. What are low content books? So essentially low content books are books that have little to no text or images. And so the user is essentially purchasing them to fill them up themselves. Think of things like notebooks, journals, recipe books, address books, things like that, comic book, blank comic books, or like sketchbooks. They're books that essentially people are gonna purchase with the intent of filling them up how they see fit. So really, as somebody who's making low content books, all you need to do is provide them a space to do so. And the good thing about selling low content books versus like other books, let's say, is because there is very little to no text or images, you don't really need to write much of anything. You can create them very quickly because most of the time the pages in them are repetitive, right? Like think of like a notebook, right? Every page is just a lined piece of paper. So really all you're doing is creating the cover, and then the rest of the pages kind of create themselves. Also, it's very little to no upfront cost to make them. And if you are selling through Amazon, specifically Amazon KDP, you don't have to hold any inventory and you don't have to spend any money because Amazon KDP is free. And so we'll get into specifically selling on Amazon KDP at closer to the end of the video. But first, I want to address the people who are like me, who aren't necessarily creative. Like I'm not a creative person at all. Like I can't create covers, I can't create interiors, even if they are very simple. And so I actually started using a software called BookBolt. Now BookBolt is a software that essentially will help you create low content books from scratch, right? So it's gonna do things like help you create a cover, it'll help you create internal pages. They actually have so many templates of internal pages that you can use, so that way you don't have to create the inside at all. Really, you just have to do the cover. Also, it'll help you search for things like keywords and product categories, so that way when you are actually putting it on Amazon KDP, you have the best chance to market yourself and actually sell some books. And so I want to show you that software first and go through a quick tutorial on that. And then after that, I'll go into actually posting and listing on Amazon KDP. So let's get into it. Okay, so this is BookBolt. Now, there's two pricing plans. The $19.99 is the newbie or the pro. Now, the pro just lets you do puzzle stuff like Sudokus, crosswords, word searches, things like that. Now, when you first go on the site, you're gonna see this like tutorials page. The tutorials page is gonna give you every video that you need to know how to work the site, so that way you can get that training, and there's a lot of stuff on there YouTube as well. Now, if you're looking for a place to start, I would start with the cloud feature. So the cloud feature allows you to essentially research the best sellers in whatever like category that you're looking to create books in. So let's say you're creating a notebook or a journal, music sheets, calendars, whatever you're looking to do. You can click on it and it'll show you what the best selling things are in that range, kind of how they're priced, etc. Now I'm looking to sell a notebook. So I clicked on notebook and then I just clicked search. And these are essentially the top best sellers in the notebook category for me. So you can see it's like really basic stuff, but these things sell like crazy, right? Some of these sell like 500, 600, 700 books a month. And most of them are priced around like $4.99. So like this leopard print notebook, super basic, but it sells what, 456 estimated monthly sales. It has over 1,300 reviews. It's only $4.99, and literally all it is a leopard print notebook with blank pages. So you can click into it, see it directly on Amazon and see how it looks, kind of read the basic specs, and go from there. But now I actually want to create one. So you go to the top, you just click create, and I'm gonna go to BookBolt Designer. Now you have to select what kind of book you're making. You have to remember what you're selecting because that's important for the interior. So in this case, I want to make a cover, and I want to do paperback. I think paperback sells a little better. And let's do 8.5 by 11 because that's what the leopard notebook was. So we'll do 8.5 by 11, and let's just do white paper, black and white writing. I'm not gonna do anything fancy. I'm not gonna make any colors. I'll just do that. And then as far as pages go, I think the leopard notebook was like 110 pages, so we'll go 110 and just click submit. Okay, now this is where you can do the cover mockup. So you can click and change the color of the cover if you wanted, which is really nice, especially if you just wanted something kind of blank and simple, like you saw, simple sells. You can do text. I think there's over like 1,000 fonts that you can choose from to add text. You can do images. So these are images that I uploaded, add shapes, all types of stuff. Drawings, letterings, it doesn't matter. There's a lot that you can do to kind of customize the cover, which is why I like BookBolt. But let's say you don't have a picture already, you can actually go to the resources tab and it'll allow you to use pictures that they have. So go to resources, I think I want to do something like floral. So let's do flowers. And you can see the free images that you can use. I feel like, again, I'm going for basic here. So I feel like I like this one right here. It's very simple. And all I have to do is just kind of resize it on the cover, that's all. So we're gonna go ahead and resize it. Make sure it's covering the full edges of the book itself. And you'll be able to see like a mock-up before you're done with it. So that, and let's add some text. I think I wanna add something simple like notebook. I don't think I wanna do anything a little too crazy. So let me just center it, or at least I think that's centered. Notebook, make it a little bigger, and then I'll just change the color. Like I said, I'm going for basic and simple here. So purple is the color I chose. Boom, and I can download that book. And okay, so now we're going to do the interior. There's two different ones. There's the normal interior one, which is just if you want all the pages to look the same, or there's Interior Pro, which allows you to kind of switch up the pages, make a different first page than last page, make different middle pages if you want to get all creative like that. But let's just do the normal interior. You have to remember what sizes you put. So I did 8.5 by 11, and I did, 110 pages. So you have to make sure it matches up with what you put when you created the cover. Now you can scroll through all the different interiors, right? It's great. There's like notebook ones, there's journal ones, there's mood trackers, music sheets. Like you can pretty much scroll through all of these different ones and figure out which one is best for your book. So like I said, you don't need to create anything, because if you have Book Bolt, then it pretty much does it for you. All you have to do is select which one makes the most sense for you. So you can do a planner, you can do recipe books, pretty much whatever you want. They even have like comic book ones, which I think are really cool. So once I scroll through, I decide I'm just gonna do the College Rolled one, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna download that as well. Okay, so now that the book is created, you saw that we created the cover and we created the interior using Book Bolt. We can actually go and upload it on Amazon KDP. So Amazon KDP essentially stands for Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing, and it's Amazon's self-publishing site. So it is completely free to sign up for. And what it does, it essentially allows you to publish books without the hassle of going through like traditional publications. Really, all you have to do is upload a PDF of your cover, upload the PDF of the interior, and they will create the books for you. Like literally, that's it. So what happens is you upload all the files, and when somebody actually purchases the book, they will go ahead and create the book, and then they will send it out to that person. And the great thing about it, that means that you have to have no inventory, right? You're not sitting on books at home. You don't have to worry if they're gonna sell well because you're not sitting on inventory. Really what they do is they take a portion of the sale. And so all you get is essentially, let's say you sell a book for $5, they'll take $2 and you get the rest. So that's the great thing. Like there's no money really out of your pocket up front. If you think about it that way, yes, you're paying a commission, but they're doing all the hard work, right? They're the ones who have the paper, they have the ink, they have the binding, they're doing all the laborious stuff. All you have to do is wait for your book to sell, and they will give you your portion. So that's why I love Amazon KDP. And so let's actually go into it. I'll do a tutorial. I'll try to slow down my talking just a little bit. I know I'm a quick talker, but let's go ahead and get into that. This is Amazon KDP. Like I said, it's completely free to sign up. You just need an Amazon account, and it stands for Kindle Direct Publishing. So go ahead and sign in. When you do, it'll allow you to see what you want to create. You want to create a paperback book, a hardcover. And as you can see, these are the books that I've created before. You're actually going to see a copy of one of those books later. So in this case, I wanted to do a paperback, right? So let's go ahead and do paperback. Now, when you see it, you can pretty much write in all the description of your book. You can do the title, the subtitle, etc. I'm gonna just throw in a title for my little floral print notebook right here. I pretty much mirrored it off of the cheetah print one. Now, it's not in a series, I don't need an edition number. You can add an author name if you want to, you really don't have to. And then you'll want to go ahead and put a description so people know what they're actually purchasing. So I went ahead and just add that in. I own the rights of it, and you want to put some keywords in. Now this is where Book Bolt can continue to help. Book Bolt can help you essentially generate keywords to make it so your book is a little bit easier to find. So type in what exactly you're making. So in this case, I'm making a composition notebook, if you will. And so I click composition book. Okay, and you can see which keywords are highly ranking. So book composition, composition book, notebook, basic stuff. So I'll go ahead and just throw that into my actual listing once I make it. And you can search notebook 2 to see what pops up as well. So I'm gonna choose about 4 or 5 of them, but you can do more. And so I'll go back there and just add some of those keywords so that way people can actually find my book. When they're searching, I want this to rank as high as possible because that will help increase my sales. Now you also want to choose a category for the book. So again, I go back to BookBolt in this case, and I go to categories, and I just type in composition book, and normally I choose the first category it says, so nonfiction, design, book. And so I will just go back into Amazon KDP, and I will choose that one right there. So nonfiction, I think it was design, and then book. Boom. Now I have a category, and you can go back and edit the books after they are fully signed off. So does the book contain languages? No. So you want this free KDP. All it is the barcode in the back. Just go ahead and have them assign you one. So that's loading, and we should be good with that. Publication date, it's just today, so you really don't have to touch anything. If you don't want a specific publication date, it'll just say the publication of when it's actually approved. And then print option, remember I chose white paper with black and white interior, so white paper with black and white writing. And then I have to go and actually choose the size of my book. So I did the 8.5 by 11. So you want to make sure that you go in and actually make sure. I put for there to be bleed. And I can do my cover glossy, but I just feel like it's going to look better in matte. So I'm going to do matte in this case. Now manuscript. Manuscript is the interior of the book itself. So I can go to upload, and I can upload that paper manuscript. So I will go and I will select the manuscript. I'll say ahead of time, because I'm filming this video, of course, after I actually have done this. I accidentally uploaded the wrong manuscript, but that is fine. I can correct that later. So I went and uploaded the manuscript and the cover, and I want to launch the preview just to see how it's going to look. So that's how it's going to look. Notebook, you can see the binding, and I'm going to go ahead and approve that. Perfect. Okay, so now that I've actually approved it, I can set the price for my book. And this is a good part because you can set the price for your book. It'll also show you what they're going to take, so you know what your take home is going to be when a book actually sells, which I love. So I want it available in all territories that Amazon sells to, and I can start kind of putting in a price. Now this is the minimum I can charge is $362, the max $250. So that leopard print notebook was $4.99. They're gonna charge me $2.17 to make it, which means I'd really only get 82 cents after all of the fees and whatnot. And you can see how much I would get in every different currency. So 82 cents is not really worth it for me. So let's make it $6.99. I think it's still a good price for a notebook without being too much. So at $6.99, they're still charging me $2.17 for printing, but I get $2.02 every time I sell a book. And that's great. And of course, like I said, I can see what it would be in the different currencies around the world. So I do that, publish my paperback book. So once you actually hit publish, it's not live yet. So they go through this review period. A lot of times it can take like up to a week sometimes. And so you can see the basic stuff of my book, and I can start, and so now it's in review. I can't make any edits to this until the review is finished. So I'm gonna wait until it goes ahead and finishes reviewing. Once it does, I can go back and make edits if I see fit. If I don't like it or if I think I messed up, you can always just delete it and re-upload. Like I said, I did upload the wrong size for the interior, which was my bad, but I'll go and just edit it after, no big deal. And that's pretty much it. Okay, so that is the end of the video. Honestly, what did you think? Like, what do you think about the concept of selling low content books? Do you feel like it's something that you can do? Especially if you're creative. I feel like this is like the perfect thing for people who are creative. Like if you're selling Etsy, you should probably get into low content books. I just feel like that's like for those type of people. But also, what do you think about BookBolt, right? Like, what do you think about the software? Do you feel like that's something that you can use? What do you think about Amazon KDP? Did you find it easy? If you are interested in BookBolt and signing up for it, I do have a link in the description for you to be able to sign up for. But I did purchase actually one of the books that I made because it does come out, it's a physical book. Right? Like this is a physical, tangible book. And I assume that you assume that, but still, sometimes when you post it online, you're just posting PDFs, you never know how it's gonna turn out. Like these turn out pretty well. This is a little P&W notebook I made. I probably should have put like notebook or journal on it, but it was like one of the first ones I made. So I was just learning and figuring out how it works, but they're actually really good quality. Honestly, I highly suggest it. Like why not? Because it's such little to upfront costs, like you pretty much lose nothing by trying it, even if it fails. Everything is free, right? Like signing up for Amazon KDP is free. You don't have to use BookBolt, but I highly suggest it. If you just want to create covers on your own from scratch and interior pages from scratch, you don't have to go through a software, but like I said, BookBolt makes your life significantly easier. But anyways, let me know what you think in the comments. I'm interested on all your opinions about selling low content books. If you are somebody who has sold low content books before, Give me your strategy. Like, how do you do it? Do you like it? What have you learned? Leave it all in the comments. And as always, I will catch you in the next video.